What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Radio Trigger podcast. As always, I'm joined by my co-hosts Tensashinra and the Anime Bro.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
So,
And as always, we are joined by another guest. We have Furusendo here. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing?
Good.
Nice.
Honestly, I don't know how to get into the first topic, but tell us a little bit about yourself, then.
A little bit about myself.
Yeah, like what
Am
you
I
do.
special or something? So I do manga content like a bunch of people on YouTube. I don't know. I upload very infrequently, but it's a good time, and I'm making a video about anime merch being garbage right now. So that's kind of I don't know. That's the big stuff. But yeah, I'm also reading Dragon Ball. My biggest video that popped off was me shit talking Dragon Ball, which was not a great look, but I'll take the 16K. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, that's kind of like just a general overview. There's not a whole lot to say, to be honest.
Jeez, I would say anything for
I
a few thousand views.
No, for real though. It was really interesting because the reaction to that video was so like all over the place. I was expecting it to be insanely negative just because I was saying like I guess just general context like stuff. I was saying Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball was really hard to read up until like the end of the tournament arc, which I don't know if you guys have I assume you guys have read some Dragon Ball, right?
No.
No, not at all.
I've-
Okay,
Yeah, I watched the anime, but I haven't actually read the original Dragon Ball.
gotcha. Okay, well the anime, same thing, right?
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I personally thought it was kind of hard to read up until like a certain point. So I did like a really quick rant video, and I was just like complaining about it, and I was like, "Oh, I think this is trash, whatever, yada yada yada. I don't like the comedy. It feels very monster of the weak in structure, things like that." And dude, people went into me. They were like, "Dude, are you like blind? Can you not read?" And there were other people who were like, "Oh, you're so real for that. Like, that was so based of you," and all this. And like, I don't know what to think. But yeah, 16K. So I will take it. I will
Yeah.
definitely take it.
I've been very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's valid, to be honest. Like Dragon Ball, I don't know. It's just like I completely agree with that. It's kind of bland up until a certain point for me.
Yeah.
Like I think until like the end where they get to like I don't know the crazy stuff like King Piccolo. I feel like until then it's kind of just like I really don't have any like it's not bad. I don't want to make it seem like it's bad, but
Yeah,
it's
of
definitely
course.
not the best thing
It's
ever.
overrated.
So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
yeah.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
Throw that in the title right now. Dragon Ball overrated.
Yeah, well, definitely.
definitely.
It's like it's.
Was that in the title in one of our episodes?
No.
I don't think so, but we use that a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Like we use Chainsaw Man as mid and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
If it works, it works.
like, exactly. I mean, like Dragon Ball.
Does it?
Dragon Ball is like the food Slayer.
Oh, so true. Dude, it's carried by animation for sure.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. Did you all see the I'm sure you saw this because it was all over Twitter. It was everybody complaining about Demon Slayer's last fight in season 2. And people were like, "This is peak animation," and then there were other people that were like, "No, it's just effects. Super
Yeah.
lame, actually." God, that was so annoying.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like they just completely ignored all the movement. It's just like wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Sorry, that's
But
what
yeah.
immediately popped into my mind when we were talking about Demon Slayer mid, because that was just such a big conversation for like no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm,
I feel that. I feel that.
I'm not that lucky to like get like 50-50 with like videos I do of like, oh, it's overrated. It's always just like, are you stupid?
I don't know. I did like a video where it was kind of like that, but it wasn't me hating on like a series. It was mostly like me ranting about something, more like a rant video. and it was like I don't like when people like they have a series, for example, and they get to the end, and it's understandable if they don't like the ending, but the end is like bad or it's less than like I guess less than they wanted it to be, and then they just say the whole entire series is bad. I hate when people do that because it's like I do understand that if it's like a big leading up to it, it might be disappointing, but you can't delete like the tweets that you were, talking about the same anime week after week. I don't know. That's just me.
I feel like
Yeah,
depends
for
on the
sure.
ending though.
What'd
If
you
it
say?
like retroactively like ruins a lot of what it was like setting up and a lot of the value that previous chapters or episodes added, that makes sense. I can see why it
Yeah.
wouldn't be like,
Yeah, definitely.
but I mean, generally, I think, a rushed ending doesn't completely ruin a show unless like I don't know. A good example is My Hero. Like recently the pacing has just been horrible and that's been an issue for like a year and a half at this point, I think. So like that I can understand because that's like an extended ending arc that's being rushed and kind of messed up.
Yeah,
But like yeah, if it's like if one chapter is like bad and it's a bad ending, I don't think that ruins uh the entire thing.
yeah,
So I agree with you.
yeah. Definitely, yeah. That's the main point that I was like trying to, because
Yeah.
it's I understand like if it's this big thing that's leading up to like everything was leading up to and a bunch of plot points are just because the an example that I used for that was Evangelion. Like that's one show that I don't know the way that it ended, I just wasn't left satisfied, and I feel like there's a lot of things in the actual series that were left unexplained and things like that, and I didn't really enjoy the ending, and I think that it did ruin some parts of the series that I was looking forward to getting explained, but it just doesn't completely ruin it. There's still like some good moments, some good fights and everything that I can appreciate, and the development and everything is still there, so it doesn't like disappear like all the good parts of the show pretty much is the
Right.
point, but
Yeah, for
yeah, yeah. I don't know if have you ever talked about anything like that on your channel anime, bro? Like any rant type videos or something like that?
I said Mishiko Tensei was a typical isekai.
That wasn't a rant though,
Yeah.
technically.
Well, apparently people didn't like it. I still get comments on the video. Like some guy said, Rudius is not that strong, and I literally explained like his strength is compared to legendary figures in the world that he's in. And it's like, yeah, but still he's not that strong. And it's like, dude, just admit it. It's a typical isekai. Every isekai does it, even Mishoko Tensei. You may think it's art in its purest form, but honestly, everything that this show has done, I mean, it does it differently, but in my eyes, it's still a typical isekai.
A little bit. But the
Yeah.
world of Mushoku Tensei is definitely like top 3 for like the isekai side.
What did you say?
Was my mic too soft?
It was
Yeah.
quiet for a bit.
Because I don't want to get too close to your mic. It's like because my headphones are too loud, so it kind of like echoes your voices through my headphones.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, I remember you told me about that. Because I said that you guys looked at me crazy when I said that I just have my headphones on like 30% or my volume on 30% when I'm in call, but you guys have yours on like 100.
Nah, mine's on like 20%, just so it doesn't like echo into the mic.
Yeah, I mean, right now I have mine on like 70, so I don't know why. I don't know if my computer's just quiet, but
Do you have like open back headphones or it's just that loud?
Let me check. I don't know. I don't know. But like listen, I'll make it full volume. Okay, you guys talk. I'll be quiet.
Okay.
All right, testing.
all right.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
It might
Yeah,
just
I'm
be
not
the
hearing him.
Discord like noise suppression, but
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, it might be because like the mic on the meter is moving when that happens. But anyways, what are we talking about?
I don't remember. I think
Rants. We were talking about rants
I mean,
we've made
I
on our
Yeah.
channel.
love to rants.
Anime bro, I was actually looking for the video that you were talking about. I was doing a little like behind the scenes stalking to try to find the comments. Just to I don't know, just because I was being nosy. But no, I feel that like I get a lot of comments that kind of like I don't want to say that don't have like reading comprehension because that feels too harsh, right? But to an extent like have a very very skewed perspective on whatever show they're talking about. Like it feels like they looked for a video about their show that was even remotely negative about it so that they could like I don't know, go to bat for their favorite thing. That's yeah, I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know if that's actually the response you got, but that's the response I ended up getting for my video.
That reminds me of something. I saw two very ridiculous things on Twitter yesterday. I feel like people just don't read for some reason. Like they claim to they claim to read series, but they because like I think the first one was on Bleach and then the second one was on Dragon Ball. Oh, but I'll tell the Dragon Ball one first because that one was actually hilarious to me. So basically, you guys have read like the Cell arc, right? And or have watched it, right?
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh, not you haven't. I thought you watched all of Dragon Ball. Am I wrong?
No. Okay, so I okay. Dragon Ball is one of those things where I hate on it because of just how annoying the fan base is.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
I did
Okay,
actually
wait.
watch a bit of it, but it didn't. It was like it was in the middle of I think the Cell arc, but it was like a guy standing there, and I was like, people were interested in this. Wow, shows
Yeah.
shows how much patience we had back then.
Yeah, we can get into like the fans later. I definitely like I
Yeah.
understand where you're coming from, but this is a perfect example. So basically, I think they were talking about like what was it? So you guys know how like before the tournament they had to train like their Super Saiyan forms so they could stay in them longer. Yeah, so essentially there was this guy in the comments and he was like I think they were arguing because in Super Saiyan 2 Trunks is as strong as Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then they had to go on this like long thread slash dialogue just explaining why that's the case. They're like, "Oh yeah, if you train in your base form, then you can technically still get to the strength of Super Saiyan 3 without actually having to use the form." And then the guy was like, "Oh, that's stupid." And it's like, when was that explained? And it was like all the way back in Super. And they basically explained the whole plot of the Cell arc, and he's still like, "Oh yeah, that's dumb." It's like he didn't read. I just I don't get it, man. But
I can't
it
say
was
anything.
crazy.
I do not remember shit. I don't remember. Anything.
Yeah, yeah. You'd probably get the Bleach one. Have you read Bleach Fudu
Yeah.
Sendo?
Oh, okay.
I actually
Yeah.
haven't. No,
Oh yeah.
I'm very like out of the big three. I'm almost caught up on One Piece, and I've barely touched Naruto, barely touched Dragon Ball. Haven't even touched Bleach because I read like 2 chapters in middle school, and I was bored, and that stuck with me. So I haven't given it another chance, which isn't fair. I understand that, but someday I'll get around to it someday.
Yeah, that's understandable to be honest. The first chapters they can be kind of boring. I know from a lot of people their experience with it, they just say like, yeah, the first couple, I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes it can be enjoyable. You just gotta get
Yeah.
through it, and then I think the rest is pretty enjoyable. But
For sure.
yeah, since you haven't read it, I won't spoil what the second thing is about. But yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, but the what was it? Basically the point I'm trying to make is people on Twitter don't read the manga that they say they read. But yeah,
Absolutely.
it's
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's like, okay, this is very like conspiracy theory-esque, but I think it'd be a fun conversation. Do you think maybe part of it is to kind of like hop on that hype train, or that like popular series are currently getting, or do you think they just like read through it really fast and genuinely lack that level of reading comprehension?
I feel like it's a little bit of both, to be honest, because
Okay.
when people, because I have seen people that say that you don't really have to like they essentially they read with their brain off, and I do think you
Yeah.
can do that with some stories, but a lot of stories like Bleach is one that's like, and I've heard a lot of people say it's not very like as surface level or as surface level as some other shonen, so
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely one that you have to read between the lines to get a lot of the context on things. But once you do, it's like really good. But a lot of people, it's not just for Bleach, but for a lot of series in general, they just think that it's one that there's not much to it, so they don't really, I don't know, try to remember all the stuff that should be really memorable to them. But another thing I feel like on the other end is I do think that it's a thing of them just wanting to jump on the hype train, because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that from like using Bleach as another example. And I'm not the type to say, oh yeah, you can't change your mind on the series, but there are people who literally made their entire personality or just accounts to hate on Bleach. And then they, when it got the anime announcement, they're just like, oh yeah, it's coming back or whatever. So yeah, it's definitely a little bit of both, to be honest. But I think that they should definitely get out that habit, because it's not healthy.
No, I agree for sure.
I think it's
Yeah.
just, I think it's just they want followers. That's it.
Yeah.
Because like,
I mean,
bro,
that's
pretty
probably
much.
it.
yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
'Cause, like, bro, I see so many people like post anything just to get like a lot of likes or followers.
hmm
Fucking like their characters drawn nude and post that like, oh look at this.
Yeah. I mean, there's whole accounts for that.
Yeah,
I don't follow them, but they
Bro,
do
it's
exist.
it's so stupid.
Yeah. But yeah, people do a lot of crazy stuff on Twitter for, I don't know. I remember there's this thing, and you probably, all of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, except like Anime Bro, because he's not on Twitter as much as like Lion and me. But
Calm down.
there's this thing. Yeah,
You
there's
can't-
this thing with,
Don't lump me in with you, bro.
bro, you're
There's a
you're
thing-
just, I literally saw you post this morning. What are you
Yeah, guess
talking
what,
about?
bro? You said, "Oh, I saw this on Twitter yesterday." You're the only one that brings up topics. Oh, I saw this on
Right.
Twitter.
I didn't see this on Twitter yesterday. I don't even remember what I was gonna bring up now, but
Oh no.
let me think. Let me think about it. Jeez, how did I forget, bro? I wish I had just said it instead of saying, I don't know if anybody. Oh no, I remember now.
Okay.
So there was this thing with Naruto, and basically there's this thing where I don't know, they just have this feud with like Black Clover fans, and there was this thing that came out. I think it was like a spoiler, and one of the guys had like a similar ability to like the Sharingan, or it wasn't even a similar ability. It just looked similar. Like it had the whole what is it, in the eye design thing, and people like Naruto fans just went insane, and they were just like comparing it, and it's like, no, I'm pretty sure the ability was like very different than the Sharingan, but I don't know, people were still just saying that. I think it was mostly just to, I don't know, get those internet points or something, because they were very different techniques. I feel like that goes back to what you said, Fudusenda, about like people just not reading something, because I guarantee you a lot of people like saying that didn't read Black Clover. They just looked at the design of the ability and said, yeah, that's similar. I think we can use this to call its author a copycat on like Kishimoto or whatever. So
For sure. And I feel like, okay, I don't know how accurate this is, but for Boruto, I feel like it's a very similar thing. I personally haven't read it because I haven't read Naruto, so like, why would I? But
yeah.
a lot of the people that I see, like, they vehemently hate Boruto, end up like in a week coming out and being like, yeah, I actually haven't read it, but it's like, bro, like, I don't think it looks
Yeah.
that interesting, but like for real, you gotta read it. You gotta read it or watch it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
same vibe.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was never one of those people, but I will say that like, I don't know, Boruto just wasn't appealing to me. But
Same here.
I'm not gonna just I don't know. It seems weird for me, even if it's not appealing to me. Like I've watched all of Naruto. I know, yeah, I enjoyed Naruto as a series. I just don't. Boruto doesn't look like something I will enjoy. Just I don't know, based off what it is. Recently, it has. I heard it has been getting better, but I'm not gonna pretend like that. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna pretend that I hate it for valid reasons because I genuinely wouldn't be able to tell you anything about the series since I haven't watched it. So. Yeah, that's a little weird. But
That is what it is.
yeah, well, that what you said about not having a or not reading Boruto because you haven't read Naruto, that reminds me of something that Anime Pro said once.
Oh yeah,
y-
yeah.
yeah, you want to tell him, Anime Bro,
Mm,
your take on
Let's hear it.
I just thought Boruto was better than Naruto.
and
Okay, all right.
yeah, yeah, that's rough. And you said you didn't read all of Naruto, right, Anime Bro?
Well, eventually I got to it. Took a while, but
Hmm.
I finally did it.
And
So-
you still think Boruto is better?
Kinda, yeah.
Wow,
That's okay. That's really interesting. What like aspects of like coming from someone who's never finished reading Naruto, who hasn't even touched Boruto, what aspects of Boruto like make it stand out in a way that Naruto didn't for you?
Well, for one thing, the one thing I didn't like about Naruto was Naruto because
Okay.
I didn't because he wanted to be a Hokage, but he was just doing his own thing, and I was like, this kind of doesn't make sense. If you want to be Hokage, why, or like a leader to look up to? I guess it makes sense in like terms of story, like he's trying to be his own person and stuff, but I just thought it was totally different. I thought it was just totally like if why try to become a leader when you're not even like following the rules and stuff. I mean, you're getting people kind of like to hate you, so it's like why are you doing this? And with Boruto, one thing I did like about it mostly was that they had like science in it. They try to use like science, which I'm starting to like now, is when certain series use science and try to explain like magic in a way that like anyone can use it because it's not something special. But also I like Boruto's goal. Like he didn't want to become Hokage, but he wanted to become someone that would like become just like not really a hero, but a person who does good in like the shadows. Like he doesn't want to become Naruto, he wants to become Sasuke. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like he's not trying to become the leader of the village. He's just trying to become the best that he can and just do the right thing because that's
I don't know. I feel like you're because the reason why and okay, so I did say I didn't read Boruto, but I do know some things about it. So or a lot of things because I pretty much every week on Twitter, every time it comes out, people spoil. But um, I will say like I don't know. To me, it just seems like you're like reading more into Boruto's character and reading less into Naruto's because Naruto does have like a lot of development, and when he was doing what you said he was doing, like to get attention and everything, he was doing that when he was like an immature kid. So he doesn't really do that anymore. But I don't know, or he didn't do that as he grew up. So I don't know. I just feel like that was a little weird of a reason for me because I'm not gonna not to spoil anything, but you know, as he grows up and he matures, obviously he starts realizing what's important and like doing all his stuff with Sasuke. It just he gains a better understanding of like what's important for becoming the Hokage and that it's not a thing of becoming the Hokage for acknowledgement, but it is like being acknowledged to become the Hokage kind of.
Oh, I
So,
guess
I don't
another
know.
thing I also didn't like about Naruto is the relationship between Naruto and Sasuke. Like, we were supposed to think that these guys could have been friends. No, Sasuke hated Naruto. Like,
I mean, he
I
didn't
was.
hate him.
It was okay. I was at a point like maybe they could have been acquaintances, but friendship, not really. Like most of the
I mean,
time, it was like
oh, wait. Just before you before you continue explaining, because you have a tendency to not remember certain things about series you haven't watched. I don't. I just want to make sure you don't spoil anything. Just like
well,
when you did for Asu. That
okay.
was
I won't
yeah.
spoil, but the thing about it I really didn't like was that like mostly in later I'm not I don't know if I'm spoiling. I'm just gonna but Sasuke does some despicable things in Shippuden and Naruto's like, let's forgive this guy. And I'm like, dude, there's a limit. And Sasuke's past that limit, like then
Um,
some.
I mean, he was doing those like because like he was doing those for like he was taking his own route to I don't know because the first thing he was like well I don't want
Well,
I'm not gonna
okay,
I
so
almost said
I guess
something but I'm not gonna
okay, well, with Naruto and Sasuke, the one thing I just don't like is how obsessed Naruto was with Sasuke. Because I just didn't like that because I I didn't like it because it didn't seem like they could have. In my opinion, I didn't think they could have ever been friends. Maybe started off as acquaintances and then got better, but I just thought this whole time like there was no way they could have been friends and all that. Also, the war arc wasn't that good. Like
Mm. Yeah, no, I
I
think
didn't like the
everybody
war. I didn't
I
like
think
the
a lot
war
of
arc.
people agree with that.
I didn't like the war arc.
I think a lot of people agree with that but yeah the war arc was all right to me it was okay but I don't know I disagree with the friends thing. I think that a big thing about those two is that they were since they had like such a similar situation with Sasuke and his clan and Naruto not having anybody they like I think you got to rewatch my my Naruto and Sasuke video bro because I think I talked about it there but essentially is like since they're like the only ones that could really understand each other I think that that's why their relationship worked out so well in the beginning and I don't know. They liked each other. I don't think that Sasuke ever flat out hated Naruto. It's just that I don't know. He thought he was a nuisance to him at some point because he had his own goals that he wanted to, you know, do and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. That's just me. Well, you've read Naruto line. What do you think?
Read. Me read.
Or
The
I mean,
Lion
watch.
doesn't care about Naruto. Okay,
I
his
mean,
opinion is just gonna be
But
like the
but it
basic thing.
he
was
he doesn't, but he can still, I give an opinion on it.
man.
Like,
Let me think of it. Naruto. Oh Jesus.
he's struggling to think of an opinion, dude. Let's move on. Okay.
I guess. True.
Bro, I honestly I don't remember. Like,
That's fine,
Sure.
Lion. That's fine. It's not like
That's fine.
we don't worship Naruto. We're not Naruto. We worship other stuff.
thank God.
Like One
Okay.
Piece,
Yeah.
right?
I love One
Yes,
Piece.
yes.
Right? Come
I love
on,
One
come on,
Piece.
please,
I love
please.
One
Yes,
Piece.
One Piece. One Piece is awesome.
Lions, Lions the only one here that doesn't like One
Yeah.
Piece, or he doesn't not like it, but it's mediocre. I
hasn't-
think, right?
Just okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just okay.
It's just okay.
All right, I'll accept that. I was gonna be like,
Yeah.
explain yourself, but I'm not gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
I am surprised though, cause like I'm like you love like Bleach. Bleach is like one of your favorite anime line, but you don't like the other big three, and I'm just like, huh. I mean, it's not surprising because I'm not saying if you like one you have to like the others, but I don't know. I just feel like they're kind of similar, so I don't know. Well, a little bit in some cases, but
That's fair.
Not really.
I think they're
Yeah.
different enough in specific ways to make it kind of like I don't know, like if you don't like one, then you might not like the other. Like One Piece is very world building oriented and like you have to
Yeah.
put forth a lot of
Yeah.
effort to remember things to make it really a satisfying experience, which is not for everybody. Like it's not everybody's vibe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Naruto got characters. I know like one thing I liked about Naruto was each character seemed like an individual person. Like you got Guy, no wait, Rock Lee, yeah, Rock and Guy, I guess, who aren't really good with chakra. You also got like Sasuke, who literally lost his family. Naruto, who was abandoned and literally it was bullied. I don't know how to put it, but nobody
Yeah.
liked Naruto because of something he couldn't help.
Hmm.
And there was just a lot of characters in Naruto, which even though I don't really put Naruto in high regard, I do agree that its characters were good.
Yeah.
I mean, the main problem
Same.
with One Piece is like every time I go into a new anime or manga, and it's like it's like one of the manga or anime that everyone has seen, that I constantly give their opinion on it, right? And because it's One Piece,
Mhm.
I've never seen a single comment like, oh, it's not a good show. It's always like, oh, this is the best fucking manga. This is the best fucking world building, yada yada yada.
yeah.
And now I have this expectation of like, oh, everyone says it, right? So it must be.
Mm.
And I went
Yeah.
into it, I'm like, nah.
It's one of those things where if you dedicate enough time to it, you're gonna be a dick rider. Like, because I am super down bad for it. Like, I own at this point, all of the stuff that's out physically. I own all of it, and I like obviously I'm gonna dick ride the series because I've spent years of my life like dedicated to enjoying it and being a fan of it.
Yeah.
But if you like hop into it expecting it to be like peak fiction, and expecting it to be as good as like all these fans are saying it's gonna be, you're gonna be disappointed a little bit because they have such a history with something that you just have never touched in your life. Like it's such a difference in, I guess like it's like a sunk cost thing, you know, like you've dedicated so much time to it, it's got to be peak. But if you're like hopping into it now and you are seeing like that future ahead of you where you have to dedicate so much time to it, you'll probably be a little bit more critical and be like, oh well, you know, like this is wrong with it, this is wrong with it. I don't see why everybody's like in love with it, and that's valid. Like it's just a difference of perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Like once I started like dedicating some time to it, I feel like I was saying Gomu Gomu no every single day. Like I don't know, that's just me, but it's definitely a series. I feel like once you put enough time into it, like you start seeing all the like I don't know, just the characters, the arcs, like a lot. Just I feel like Oda is just a genius when it comes to One Piece. Like an arc that I liked from the beginning that a lot of people used to not like a couple years ago, but I feel like recently it started getting like a lot more recognition is Skypia. I really love that arc just for like the I don't know, the narrative and just the storytelling that they had in it and everything that they foreshadowed. And even I think even now like they have some things that are like that might like they told some things in that arc that might play a part in future arcs in the series. So I feel like that is a really good one for me. But a lot of people, they're only understanding it and like really appreciating that arc now because they've taken the time and looked back at it and things like that. So I definitely agree with that viewpoint.
Or we just dig right in again.
Oh my gosh. True.
Same with
He's
change.
But
right
yeah.
though. Skypea is peak fiction. Very
Absolutely.
slow start, but very good. So
Absolutely. What's your top 3 Fudusendo?
okay. One Piece is obviously going at top. That's like
Mm.
even when I have like lull periods where I'm not reading or watching anything just because I don't have time, One Piece is still like in the forefront of my mind. So One Piece definitely one. This is really hard. I think when it gets to 2 and 3, it's a little less sure in terms of placing, but I think 20th Century Boys is really up there. And then it's another good one. Oh, this is hard. Top 3 is hard. It's not something I usually think about. Because
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, One Piece best. Okay, moving on.
Same. I
But
do that with most medias. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is just my favorite, and forget everything
yeah,
else.
exactly. Like that's peak. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, so definitely like probably 1 and 2, One Piece, 20th Century Boys. 3 would have to be. Oh man, I don't want to go with something recent because like recency bias.
Yeah.
Because I really like Chainsaw Man, and that's one of the few manga that in like the past 2 years I just sat down and plowed through it in like a day, which I don't do very often.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. I'll go with
Okay.
that because I can't think of anything else right now. That'll probably change in like maybe a month, but that's the
Nice.
general list right now.
Nice. Yeah, Lion. I'm sure you have something you want to say about Chainsaw Man.
Well, you did say that your opinion might change a month. I hope that Chainsaw Man goes down in a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, didn't
Yeah.
Lion post a video on Chainsaw Man? Hold on.
Yeah, I did.
Another.
What's the reasoning? Let's hear it.
It's Denji.
Denji?
Yep.
What about him?
It's like I know there's like a deeper meaning to his character and his backstory, but like, it's just the thing that is like always like in your face. It's like, oh, I want to touch boobs. Oh.
That's fair.
Dude, Rudius is like that. Why do you
Come
like Mushoku What's the difference between Mushoku Tensei and... Dude, I'm reading the light novel and it's way worse.
Lion likes Mushoku Tensei. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
This
he
is new.
likes it.
I
He
literally
lo-
like the
he-
world.
But you're fine with Rudius?
Yeah, because then I can just ignore him.
Dude, the whole thing is in his point of view.
It doesn't matter. I can just ignore him.
No, you can't, because he's the main guy. You're getting everything from him.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Not
Okay, I was
really
gonna say-
Chainsaw Man. You can
Ye-
ignore Denji and Chainsaw Man, because that's a
Yeah.
manga and you can see everything. But not in Mushoku Tensei. You can't do that in Mushoku.
The thing with Mushoku Tensei is there's different parts that I can focus on. I can do like, oh, characters, I don't really care about
And
them.
you could do that in Chainsaw
But
Man.
Chainsaw Man's world, yeah, sure, the power system and the devil's really cool, but the world's nothing like Mushoku Tensei. So I can't just be like, oh yeah, I don't care about the characters, and then be like, oh, this is a good world, because like, yeah, you know, it's not really.
Yeah. Well, I haven't read Mushoku, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But I do feel bad that I ever vouched for Rudius without knowing how he actually was. That's still something that stands out to me to this day. Like, I thought that he was reborn like as just a child, but when you told me, anime bro, that he was like just a full grown man, like in his inside, I was just like, wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lion. Chainsaw Man, your hatred for Denji. I hope that gets better.
Nah, it's not.
Cause
Well, from what I heard, he's not in part 2. That's what I heard.
no, he's in part 2.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, then I'm not gonna read it.
He's a bit of a different character, just because there's been a little bit of time that passed, and he like, I don't want to say grew up, because definitely not, but he's a little different. So if you didn't like Denji and you want to give part 2 a second chance, then I'd say go for it, because you might like his character more now than you did. I don't know. Up to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
I
I think
can
your
see
take
that
is
being-
garbage, but up to you.
Oh,
I could see that being the case.
Maybe,
Because
I mean-
that's usually what
Mhm.
that's usually what happens in time skips, whether they're like long or short. There's at least some development for a character. So
well, we'll
Yeah.
see. the moment
We'll see.
the moment he mentions anything like, oh, I want to touch it again, I'm just gonna stop right there.
oh my goodness.
Fair enough. But it does kind of, it's vaguely from the perspective of someone else. So Denji does feel kind of like a side character in his own manga right now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I don't know. Might be your vibe.
Have you watched JoJo's for Sendo?
I have bad news. I watched season 1, part of season 2, and dropped it.
Oh.
Which is
That makes sense.
very hot take.
Understandable.
I do want to get back into it. I think I want to read it this time, just as like a time saver. But I do want to get back into it.
As a JoJo fan, you're better off just watching the anime.
Really?
Because the anime, the sound effects and all that stuff that they add in the anime make a big difference. And I'm a big JoJo fan, and I even read it. I was like, I want this animated because they do a lot of stuff with the sound effects and the music's good. It's like the anime just does a way better job.
Gotcha.
In my opinion.
I might just pick it up from like season 2 again and start over. Just because like I have a lot of friends that are really into it. They're so into it. And I want to be in that same position because they love the show so much. And it's like, oh, I want to love something that much. So I want to hop back into it. But I don't know. It's a time thing. I just have to find the right time.
Yeah, I mean the first 2 parts are boring as all hell.
I've heard things about it like that. Yeah, there was some really unpopular video about like changing the JoJo watch order to be better for newcomers, right? Where was that? Mother's Basement? Is that?
I have no idea.
I think so. I don't know. Maybe it just seemed like a big deal to me because my friends were bitching about it for like 2 weeks. But it was through like part 3 in front or something, and then it was like part 5. I don't know. I'll look it up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Y'all keep talking. I'll bring it up in a minute when I find it. But
With that thing, I don't think it's because a lot of the thing about JoJo's is each part helps build the next part.
yeah.
So, like part 1, you're introduced to Hamon, and in part 2, you get introduced to who made the stone masks, and then in part 3, you get Dio's return. And honestly, you need to know part 1 to get to part 3 because you need to know why Dio is so important. And then part 4, it gets introduced of how stands are awakened, and then part 5, who kind of was the first person to actually awaken the stands. Not really like awaken, but find the tool to awaken it. And then part 6 has Dio's plan. Part 1 to 6, and 7. Yeah, part 1 to 6. You need to build. There's a lot of build up to it. So even though people say you could watch it in any order, there's build up to certain things that are important to each part. So that's why you have to go in the order. It's not because. And also, the reason why part 1 was not that good compared to other parts is mostly because Dio and Jonathan are just yin and yang. They're just both good and bad. Like, there's nothing really to hate about Jonathan. He's just a perfect gentleman. The characters don't come more grade until Joseph, which is a lot of people's favorite. Mine's is Giorno, part 5 guy, but
valid. Running it back a little bit about Mother's Basement's watch order. Apparently, it was a big deal because he tweeted out the watch order and then deleted it. And there's multiple Reddit posts and Twitter posts about like, this is why this is a dog shit watch order, and they're like paragraphs long.
Wow.
So that was a thing apparently. I'm not going crazy, but
yeah. I don't know. You go Lion.
I mean, like, if you wanna know fucking every single thing about it, then obviously you have to watch in order. But I skipped part 2, and I'm fine.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was talking about that last episode. I'm just the type of person where I watch every episode of something I'm watching. It doesn't matter if it's like bad or boring or like it could literally even be filler. I don't know. It's just like a I don't know, pet peeve of mine. Like I can't skip an episode, but that's why like I remember people saying that they just completely skipped Skype and One Piece, and I was like, wow, that's actually crazy. But
Yeah, I don't get that. I really don't
yeah,
get that.
I really
Uh,
don't.
But yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, and I also think like when you end up talking about a show that you watched, if you skipped parts, you kind of have to have that as you have to kind of contextualize how much you've watched, instead of just being able to be like, yeah, I watched all of it. You have to be like, I watched most of it. Here's the stuff I didn't watch because there, like, if you're talking about it with people, there might be something that you missed in that section, no matter how small, right? So
Yeah.
I think in kind of an ass backwards way, it's a little more effective to watch everything, especially if you're like making videos on it, which is obviously like a smaller niche of people. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Skipping things just seems like so much effort, like because then you have to figure out where you should start off from again, and it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, exactly. Like that even goes like back to what we were talking about before about people on Twitter just like not completely reading something or
Yeah.
skimming through it just because like they I don't know they just want to be a part of like the cool kids group or something like that. It's just like I don't know they skip that not knowing like that there are some really important things in there that they should remember, and then
Yeah.
when it comes up in a conversation they're just like, oh yeah, I don't remember that. It's because you skipped the entire arc that had it or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you like going back to JoJo's is like because I haven't watched it, but I think I made a tweet. I was like, I kind of want to start just because of like the drip, like the characters they look like really good, and I think someone under that they were like, oh yeah, just skip to part 5. You'll enjoy it, trust me. And I was like, what? Skip every like the first 4 parts. I heard like
Yeah,
part 3 was
Yeah.
good, and I was like, what? Yeah, nah, that's not gonna
yeah,
happen.
yeah. There's a lot. If you just skip to part 5, there's a lot you don't know. I mean, like you don't know why the Joe stars are so important. You also don't know why
Yeah.
Giorno's actually important because knowing Giorno's identity is actually a big thing to part 3, and you also won't know a certain event that happens and why that is a big important moment, which relates to part 4. So if you just start off with like a certain part, there's a lot of things that are important that you just can't skip because they played major roles in other parts
Mhm.
where they were the big topic.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like you have to play a bunch of catch up and look stuff up online just to kind of have your foot in the door if you skip
Yeah.
parts. So I don't know. That just doesn't seem worth it to me. Because then you
Yeah.
have to kind of either talk to people who have watched the show to catch up on what you are missing, or you have to figure it out yourself and look it up. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Mm. I guess like on the same topic, what do you guys think about like I don't know, kind of the same situation where series have pieces of their lore that are explained, but in like I don't know, just like side like I don't know, little side stories like novels, for example. I know Bleach is like
Mhm.
that. There's a lot of lore that are explained in the novels. What do you guys take on that? Like
Well,
that's
my
yeah.
thing is mostly like if they want to share war, but it's not really important to the story. Like, for example, we actually now know Zoro's family tree,
Oh
but
really?
yeah, but here's the thing: it was not shown in the One Piece manga. In fact, I think it was Oda who actually answered some questions and eventually revealed what his family tree is. So, like
What?
with that bit, I'm fine with it because it's not like it's gonna change the story or anything. And it was pretty obvious. Like Zoro's family was mostly like people were wondering what it was, but it wasn't like it was going to be like knowing Zora's family was going to change the outcome of the story. It was just some world building that people wanted in it. So if the lore itself doesn't contradict like if it's not important to the story and it's just something that they add to, well, I guess if it's not retconning, it's my mostly thing. If it's retconning what it was said in the main story, then yeah, I do have a problem with it because the main story was explaining everything, and you just retconned it by having it in the side story. I'm fine with lore shown outside if it doesn't really retcon it. I guess.
I think it's just like just showed in the main show.
Yeah, I was gonna like say that what you were saying before, Anambiro, about like I don't know if it's a big thing they should probably show it because that's kind of what Bleach does. Like they have bankais that are revealed in the novels, and people don't even know that those guys have bankais, and it's just like, oh, okay,
That's stupid.
yeah.
Well, I
So-
guess I'm trying to explain it in like if I'm fine with lore, but if they have to stop a while to just like if it breaks the pacing, mostly is my thing. If it breaks pacing to like they don't build up to this and they're like, okay, we're gonna take a break, just explain all this, and then we'll go back to the thing, then I have an issue with it because it's like I could have like if you did a proper build up to it, then I would be fine with it. And
It's also like
even
shit don't tell it, right?
yeah, but yeah, exactly.
So I don't really mind. It's just as long as it doesn't break the pacing of the story. Like if it doesn't, if they revealed it because honestly it would have broken up the pacing, then man, I forgot. Dang it.
Yeah,
I mean, we could just show
Yeah,
the show. Like, there's plenty of time to do it.
yeah. I think I understand both points. It's just like I can understand it like just being a side point that I don't know people might not really care about, but at the same time, if it's something bigger, I do agree with Lion. It should probably just show it in like the main
Yeah, 'cause
like the
now-
main show because
Now you're spending money on the main show, but not all information is on the main show. Now you have to spend more money on another thing to just know that.
yeah, like yeah, that's really I don't know. That's my thing because like I think it was like a whole year after I had like originally finished reading Bleach with that people were telling me oh yeah this person has Bankai and this happened and I'm just like wait where is all this happening and they're like oh yeah Bleach has light novels you didn't know and I'm just like well like this seems like stuff that I don't
Okay,
know, probably should
when
have
it comes
been
to the light novel, I've been there's a lot of things. JoJo's has this too. The question is, did the mangaka make it canon?
yeah,
Because
it's canon I think yeah
so the thing that JoJo's does is that to understand what is canon, they go like with 2 points. First, was it authorized by Araki by saying this is canon? Second, was it not a sponsorship? Because there's a lot of sponsors that people say like, oh, this is retconning things, but no, it's mostly just because they wanted to do a sponsor. And third is, wait, what was the first point? Did I say it was written by Araki or was?
Uh, the first point was that you said they has to verify it. So
Okay, the first
I
point.
say it's
Okay, so the third point is, was this actually written by the Araki? So, so there's a lot of factors into it. So if the Bleach, if the mangaka actually said, okay, this is canon, I'm verifying it, even though I didn't write it, it is completely canon. Then I guess I can see why people have a problem with it. But if he didn't say this was canon, then I guess you don't have a right to be mad because he himself said it wasn't canon. So
yeah, it's not so much I don't know being mad. It's just I don't know a little weird because I don't know if someone's like a big Bleach fan they want to like know everything about the series or especially like some of these bigger things like Bankai and all these reveals of like different characters. I feel like they should probably put like those bigger things in like the main series. But
well, also, I think one thing is to know, like, adding more. Well, another thing is Bleach ended, so these light novels probably came out later. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense to add these characters who are in the main series to have bankais if the series ended, it would probably be best to just have like a light, like, you know, continuating it from like a different source instead of having, because either way, like Bleach fans probably will read it. I'm guessing you didn't read it, Tenza, so
Yeah,
you're
no,
making-
I read some of them. No, I know now, like all the information and stuff. But like I don't know, when before I didn't read it, it was just surprising to find out. Oh yeah, there are just these whole other just like aspects of the series that I didn't know about it from like the novels and stuff. So
I mean, people have been doing this for a long time. I mean, like Tolkien literally made a Bible.
yeah. Hold on, I gotta message somebody. You guys can keep talking.
Okay, I guess we've talked plenty about anime. You into games?
I mean, absolutely. I'm actually, I'm downloading Persona 5 X right now as we speak.
Oh my, you're a Persona fan?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm kind of the generic one that is only into Persona 5. I have Persona 4. I haven't really played it, but yeah, I am a Persona fan. So I assume you're also a Persona fan?
I am a big Persona fan.
Perfect.
Shoot, hold on, that was my phone. Sorry.
This man
Oh,
has
good.
like, bro, this man has the oldest ringtone I've ever heard in my life.
That wasn't a ringtone. That was a video.
A video. Oh. Bro, this man's
Oh my
posting like
gosh.
History Channel or something on his phone.
That wasn't from a History Channel either, dude. You're getting things wrong.
I think you're just missing the jokes, but it's fine.
Yeah. Did I hear correctly? Is Furusendo a Persona fan?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
downloading a new what's it called? Persona game. I should do that. Hold
Yeah,
on.
Persona 5 X or whatever. I don't know. I'm very iffy on it because like it looks cool, but also it's gacha, and I'm not a big fan of gacha. And like,
I'm a big fan of Persona. I don't care.
fair enough.
That's-
I mean, yeah, obviously I'm still downloading it, so same here. But it's just I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of done with Persona 5. I want them to do something else, especially when they're
Match.
essentially
Oh, have you
they're
played
creating
Strikers?
entirely-
Have you played Strikers?
I have Strikers. I couldn't get into it. It's not a bad game at all, and like I enjoyed what I played of it. I just didn't have the time.
Did you like the Persona story? I should put it that way.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Okay, then just watch the cutscenes online. Honestly,
Okay, that's fair.
because the thing about oh man, I'm maybe calling Strikers. That's right. They had so many different names before it came out. Strikers.
Yeah.
Scramble, whatever.
Yeah. It was like it's the first ever Persona
Muso game.
side. No, it's not side story. Oh
Or,
man,
like,
there's so many
sequel?
names. Not the
'Cause
first
it's-
sequel because they have so many different
Oh,
sequels.
they have
It's
Fez.
the first.
Yeah.
Well, not just Fez. They also have like Persona 4 Arena, Persona 4 Dance. There's a lot of Personas.
You're right.
And it's the first ever spin-off.
First-
That's it. That's
Yeah.
spin-off. Technically spin-off. It's the first ever spin-off that was actually good because when you play it besides not being an RPG, it plays similar to Persona 5
Yeah.
and it's really good. But I honestly just love the story. So if you just watch the story, because another thing they do about it is that in Persona 5, the bosses are people who are corrupted by the power that they have,
Mhm.
and they act. But in Persona 5 Scrambled, or Strikers, that's the actual game. What they do is that they get like the same thing, but they also add like there was a trauma behind it, and eventually it asks the question: are these people really bad, even though even though they've been in situations that kind of got them to do exactly what they're doing right now? And just like Persona fashion, it gets really dark.
Yeah.
Like one of them is like bullied, and she uses her fame to actually get people to get revenge on the people who bullied her. And then there's That's just the first one. I spoiled the first one,
Mhm.
but I won't spoil the other
All
ones.
good.
Yes.
So-
No, this man should never
So-
talk about series.
Literally.
I just like talking about what I like about it, even if I do spoil. But yeah, just
it's-
watch the cutscenes and you'll like the story.
That's fair. I probably will do that, but I do want to sit down and play it because it is fun. Like it's a really
Yeah.
good time. I need to actually find the time. So we'll see. I
Well,
think
it's a lot
I
shorter than Persona 5, like way shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might as well, right? I mean, I played Persona 5 and Royal. Well, okay, hold on. This is mild tangent. It's still about Persona, but I just want to talk about the fact that Atlas really screwed over early adopters with Royal, because if you bought Royal on PS4, like day one, that's a different game technically than Persona 5 Royal that got released like recently on PC, Xbox, PS5, I think technically PS4 still. Where it has like all the DLC and like unlocked FPS. Like that's
Well-
technically a different game.
You have me
It-
worried because I have it for PS4 like right here next to me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, that's every company. Like even Nintendo does that.
That depends, cause like for
I mean-
Final Fantasy VII Remake, I mean you can pay like a little fee to get not only a DLC content with intermission, but also or integrate, sorry, integrate. But you also get the PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I mean, the least they could have done is give people a way to upgrade, and that way they still would have made money from the DLC content they're selling. But instead, you just have to buy a new $60 game. Like that, I think that's dumb.
Yeah.
And other companies do similar things on occasion, but I think most, at least with the PS4 to PS5 upgrade system, a lot of companies have been taking that and using it as like a way to make sure that early adopters still have access to their content, their new content, and they can still make money off of it. So like it's kind of a win-win. But
Yeah.
I don't know, the way Atlas handled it, very weird. I also don't. Their DLC in general is just kind of a rough system. Like, I think best example of this, when Royal was being shown off, and so like pre-release, they showed off like a lot of the Velvet Room fights, and
Yeah.
those were really cool. 90% of them were locked behind DLC, and it's just so dumb because like it was shown off as one of the big new differences between base Persona 5 and then Royal, and then they just sold it as DLC. Day one DLC, and it's like, bro, you had that done. Don't fuck with me. You had that done. Like, come on. So I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the way they handle DLC and like second releases of things. It's just not great.
Yeah. Well, you know, fan base is
Still a good
loyal
game.
enough. If the fan base is loyal enough, I didn't. But
I did buy the game twice, so.
I did. Me too. I bought the game twice.
Oh my
These
goodness.
two guys, I
So-
would never in my life.
Yeah.
No, that's
Well,
that's
my
valid.
thing is like if you like a company, I wouldn't mind helping them out. So
Bro, they make billions. Your $60 not gonna make a difference with it.
hey,
Yeah.
it could,
Bro, it's
dude.
like, bro,
It
it's the
could.
same thing with GTA. Like PS4 version,
Yeah.
PS5 version.
Okay,
can't
well,
play
no,
together.
at that point, that's different. That game's been out for so long. Okay,
The point I'm trying
so-
to make.
Well,
it's been out since PlayStation 3.
How long has regular
Like-
Persona 5 been out? though?
Not as long as not as long as GTA. GTA's been out since the
but it
PlayStation
did come out
3.
in 2016, to be fair.
Yeah, that's like 3 years after GTA. Persona 5 is coming up next.
The point I'm
So
trying
Yeah.
to make about GTA is that they fucking make billions off of GTA, but they can't even make it so that PS4 and PS5 can play together.
Yeah,
Because aren't they're closing PS4 servers?
not
Are they?
anytime
When are they
soon
doing
though.
No,
Not anytime soon.
it's a while.
Because yeah, they usually keep the pre-gen or last-gen servers up for like a while after the new gen consoles come out. So
Yeah, like Wii
Like-
U and 3DS services just ended, like yesterday or something. So
Like,
yeah, and PS3 was like last year.
Well,
or 2 years
I'm
ago or
not talking
something.
about PS4. I'm talking about just for GTA.
yeah, what about, no, they're not gonna close it anytime soon, no.
Yeah, no. Like you can still play online on PS3, I think, for GTA for free
Yeah.
on PS3.
Or I don't know, but like, it's earning like they made billions, but they can't even make it in that way.
Yeah,
Because that's how game companies are. Okay.
Still.
yeah. I, I'm actually glad you guys got into Persona when I left to send that message because what I was doing was pretty much just I don't know asking him about what you two like. So that's why I asked him about JoJo's before, and then I was gonna get to Persona,
What?
but you guys did that for me. Yeah, no, I was asking for Lucindo about I don't know just your guys' interests because I couldn't think of anything.
So you?
That yeah, that's why I brought up
Secretly
JoJo's.
messaged this man.
Wait, what?
Did you like?
What are you talking?
You said you secretly messaged.
No, I didn't say I
And
secretly
he said
messaged
he
anybody.
asked him. He asked him.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, I was just asking. Oh yeah, you like JoJo's and Persona, but I guess I want to go back to the anime topic. But since the only thing I can think that you like, Lion, is when they cry or Bungo Stray Dogs.
God damn it! Like they show me other shows, but it's always just these two.
I mean, have you heard of
I mean,
those? Have you watched them? No, I was asking. Or were you gonna say something to me, bro? Yeah, no, I was just asking for Lucinda if he's heard of those two, Bungo Stray Dogs and what was it? When They Cry or
Yeah, when they
Higurashi?
cry. Higurashi.
I haven't.
I think more people say no Higurashi. I don't know why Lion's using the English one.
Yeah,
It's not gonna matter because like, if you watch the show, you
Well,
know
I-
the English name.
Not really. I mean,
It's like
I'm trying to remember.
It's like Record of Ragnarok. You know, we call it in the English name, but that's not the actual name of it.
Isn't it?
No, it's like it's a completely different name.
yeah. Same for Seven Deadly Sins. That's like not something I can't pronounce it.
Tozai or some shit like that.
Yeah, Taizai or something.
Record of Ragnarok is, that's not the name of it.
Yeah,
It's Shumatsu no Valkyrie.
Mm.
Oh, but I'm not gonna
But
say
yeah,
that time.
true. Yeah, you gotta get some more well-known interests, Line, because I feel like nobody knows those two.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, guess what?
They're unique, but
I actually watch
wanna-
other anime than just Dimension ones, unlike you guys.
And I don't watch mainstream anime. What are you talking about?
Bro,
I don't either.
I've never heard the two of you guys talk about like a show that's like not known.
Literally my biggest video. What are you talking about? Kara no Kyoku.
Well, guess what? It has 8,000 views, so it's not known.
That's it. Oh my gosh. Well, like, that's you can just say that I put it
Dude,
on a mark or something. That's Eve or something. I don't know.
Have you seen Million Arthur? Have you heard of that, Lion?
Okay, one each. Okay. One each.
Okay,
I got more. Hold on, let me post it.
I have
Let me
more
show you my
too.
list.
I have.
Okay.
Have
Let's
you?
see.
Okay.
Alright, come on.
Have you watched Gurren Lagann? Have you watched Gurren
A
Lagann?
lot of people know that, so it doesn't count.
Oh my gosh. All right, you wanna do this then, huh? Let me get my list.
Kimono Jihen?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Seen
that. Mm-hmm.
Bro,
Have you seen that?
compare it
You're gonna.
Jenny.
You said you're gonna read
Levius,
that.
have you heard of that?
What?
Levius?
Levius. Is that
Yeah,
the actual name? Or
that's
does
an
it have
anime.
a different name as well.
Mm.
Levius. Let's see. Levius.
Twin Star Exorcist,
I've heard about
Smile
that.
Down the Runway,
Mm.
Homes of Kyoto. I can go
Space
on, man.
Patrol Luluko.
Our Last
on.
Crusade or The Rise of the New World. New Game. A Whisker Away.
Yeah, new game.
Late
yeah.
Dance of Elementals.
Mhm.
That's a
got
lot,
my
man.
popcorn. This is
I-
mad funny.
Bro,
Yeah.
this is the
Hey,
thing.
come
I
on.
could just let.
Listen,
know that.
every
Sitting
time these guys
back
talk about
watching.
like they're based, it's never a not known one.
Because
Oh
we
my
like
gosh.
these shows, Lion.
Exactly. I never said you didn't. I said
You
your
said you
favorites
acting
are
like our.
main.
half of what Anime Bro said wasn't. I don't know if half of what he said. To be fair,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I don't know, man. Like, what are you talking about? We watch all the mainstream ones.
Yeah, I said you're like every time you guys talk about like anime, like
I
every time
mean,
you,
that's when we talk about because we gotta talk about mainstream. Like, if I just bring up some I don't know random anime,
Random one,
then
yeah, random one
yeah,
no one's ever heard about. Then it's like, yeah, this is not getting the ball rolling. We're not gonna build off of anything from here. So,
yeah,
why not?
exactly.
because no one's gonna talk about it. No one knows about it.
But I don't think it doesn't matter
Exactly.
about what our viewers have watched.
It kind of does if you want
No, it does.
content.
Bro, do you think I'm telling my stories thinking, oh yeah, there's gonna be people in comments being like, yeah, me too, man, yeah, me too.
That's different. That's
That's
an
the exact
interesting
same
thing
thing.
to listen to.
Yeah.
No one's gonna listen to something they've never heard of. They're gonna listen to a funny story because it's a funny story. They're not gonna listen to an anime that nobody knows.
Some random anime called Shinji's Adventures or something like that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Jeez. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, here's my interest. Let's see if you're cultured for Rosento. These are
Okay,
or not
okay.
anime, but I already got to Bleach, so I
Mhm.
guess we can skip over anime since you didn't know that. But for games, do you like these are the two I need to know. Do you like
Okay.
Pokemon or Nier? Either of those two.
Near. Okay. I'm gonna start off with the bad news first. I'm not that into Pokemon. I I think it's just like it's not my vibe necessarily. I just don't find it that fun. I've tried to get into it multiple times. I own most of the series, but I can't get into it. But Nier, on the other hand,
Mm.
that you're real for that. Nier is amazing.
Let's go.
So I love Nier Automata. I still need to beat Nier Replicant, but I do have that. Specifically the remaster, remake,
Oh, nice.
remaster. I don't know what
The
it is.
two for two.
Yeah, same,
So
same. Yeah, I'm the exact same. I beat Nier, absolute like the Automata, absolutely
yeah.
love that game, but I haven't gotten to Replicant. I have it right here next to me too, but I just haven't yeah, I haven't played it yet, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
really
god,
good
dude.
series.
Can I be honest with you? This is gonna be some real nerd shit, but
Yeah.
I wrote my college application for the college I'm in right now about Nier Automata.
Wow.
Respectable,
And I got in, so
understandable.
like we're
Nice,
chilling.
let's go.
Maybe the
You
guy was a
yourself,
big fan of Nier. He was like, hold on.
Maybe,
This
maybe.
guy's a
you
fan of
yourself,
Nier?
yeah.
Let's go. Boom.
Dude, college. Okay, let it be known. College admissions love Nier Automata, so write about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I love it. I love it so
I'm not
much.
sure about any other show, so if you watch that, I'm sorry. Nier,
Yeah, maybe
go
don't write
ahead.
about like I don't know. What's a good one? Like Uzaki. Maybe don't write about that one.
Yeah.
That might not get you too
Don't
many
write
points.
about Berserk. Don't write about Berserk.
Right about Berserk. Oh my gosh, they're gonna think you're I don't know you're
But write
penting up
about
your
High School
feelings on a piece of
DxD.
paper. Or something.
They're gonna love that. About
Oh,
High School
yeah.
DxD.
True.
Include reference pictures too.
Yeah, references.
Just so
They
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 know.
need those.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
absolutely.
visual demonstration. But yeah, definitely. Near is a great series. It's a great series.
Actually, what am I
For
talking
sure.
about? Do Berserk too. But
Oh
probably
my
leave the
gosh.
references out. Leave the references out.
Yeah, yeah, they don't need to see a guy cutting his own arm off. They don't need to see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but Nier, a really good series. Everything about it, I just love it. Just the music, the characters, the world building. Just it's
Oh,
such a good
absolutely.
series. Such a good series.
It's honestly like one of the few times in recent years I've sat down with a game and it felt magical in a way. I was
Mm.
How
like,
much does
holy
Nier
shit, I'm gonna have to
cost?
play.
How much does Nier cost?
Nier Automata usually goes on sale for like 15 to 20 bucks. Like
It's
it's
40
not
bucks
that
on
bad to get into.
Steam. But on
That's full
PlayStation,
price though, right?
I think it's Automata. What's the difference between
Yeah.
Nier and an played Nier?
Uh, Yeah, Replicant is like it's came before, but it got a remaster this year. So, but I feel like I don't know. It's really
Do I
there
have
is
to play games in the specific? Can I just go
No,
to?
not really.
nah.
So
Okay.
Automata has references to Replicant, but they're not integral to understand the story or like gain value from it.
Oh,
So
the visuals actually.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Tenza,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
won't stream Bloodborne, but if I have the time, I'll stream Nier. 'Cause I'm
gotta
looking at the
definitely-
visuals. This actually looks pretty good. I get my paycheck tomorrow, but I won't get the money until Friday. So
Mm.
I will probably if here's the thing. It's not that I don't want to get into it. It's price, man. If it's expensive, I might have to say no. But if it's fine, if the price is okay, then I will stream Nier. And
Understandable.
I won't ask for anything because I'm not actually interested. So I will stream Nier if the prices are right.
Yeah.
Do they have a sale on the PlayStation Store right now?
Oh my
let me
gosh.
check.
Honestly,
I mean,
I did say I don't really have time for this game because it's just a long game. But since you're starting near, if you whenever you do start, I guess I can. I just want time to sit down and actually enjoy this game though. But I guess I'll start Persona. I don't know.
Yeah. It is okay. So the thing about it is, if it's time, they did re-release Gold and actually, don't play 3. 3's. I'm a Persona fan, but don't play Portable. That's not good.
Yeah, I was
I've
gonna ask if I
heard
should
things.
play.
Their port's also not good. From what I've heard, like it's not.
They need the one. I know, like Atlas is like well known for remaking games, but 3 is one game they definitely need to because it is outdated completely. There's a lot of things that Persona 4 and Persona 5 have done way better, and Persona 3 is the story's good, but that's basically it. Everything else is pales in comparison with the other games. So
I have a question, Anime Bro. How deep are you into the online community surrounding Persona?
I used to. I was to a point where I was obsessed with like my favorite one. Nowadays I just like Twitter art. that's just the and keep up update on the Atlas stuff. But I used to be heavily into like the waifu wars. Which
okay.
Very toxic.
Gotcha. Because there's like a few things, a few bits like arguments that surround Persona 3 as to why it's the best that I think are really fun and silly to talk about. Like how not being able to control the protagonist or the party members is actually like a positive thing.
Yeah. Okay, so how they explained it in Persona is you can't control the destiny of others. You can probably tell them what you want them to focus on, but you really can't tell a person what to do. Honestly, it's stupid. Like because if you do, because the thing about it is like for one thing, when it comes to attacks in Persona 3, there's actually some characters that don't get like persona attacks until like way higher in the levels. So when you focus everyone on attacks, the same person's going to be shooting like or just doing whatever, and it's annoying. It's really annoying, and it's probably why they did Persona 3 Portable, because you could do that. You could control each party member, but even then, that one wasn't a good game because they had to. They made it look like a visual novel.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't a visual novel on the PlayStation 3. The original one was a 3D rendering thing. So there's a lot of things wrong with Persona. People might like it, but I think it's more of a nostalgia bias because I know that's a lot of people's favorite Persona. But they keep saying Persona they keep saying nostalgia bias
their thing. And
Mm.
honestly, I think if you like Persona 4, I could see why. It's good, but in my opinion, Persona 4 and 5 are good games. If you want to get into those two I would recommend.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I agree.
you stay away from Persona 3 unless you really just want to see how it was. Just stay away
How
from
bad
it.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have a question. Going back to Pokemon just a little bit. I do want to know why it doesn't really. It's not for you for some. Is it like the gameplay or what is it?
Okay, so I think it's a mix of stuff. I think the reason I want to get into it so bad is because it's aesthetically really nice. And hot take, recent years maybe not so much, but
Yeah.
like a lot of like platinum, black and white, aesthetically very pleasing. And I think actual world exploration is really fun. I think what it comes down to is battles tend to feel very slow, and a lot of things have changed in recent years to kind of slightly speed up the battle system, but
Yeah.
not to the point where it feels efficient to me. And I think that's just kind of the big thing. Like I can't get out of my head with the fact that it doesn't feel efficient.
Okay.
So I think that's the big thing, because everything else does appeal to me. I think there are issues with Pokemon Company, but generally, like, I still think the games look fun, and but I don't know, the battles. It's just
I
can't
actually
get out of it.
emulate the games because you could speed up that. You speed up the
Right.
battles.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. Yeah, understandable. Like my favorite generation. I remember there's this one. Like I think it was Diamond and Pearl or something, and it was like the higher the level, the slower the health went down or something like that. Or there was this glitch. I
Yeah.
understand completely.
Yeah, actually, in Platinum, God, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Platinum's also just Gen 4 is very slow in general, but there's the first like rival fight, first or second, this dude pulls out Turtwig and hardens like 8 times. And I'm sitting there like, are you shitting me? Like, so I just sit there and tackle him for like a solid 5 minutes, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, I just put the
Yeah.
game down. I was like, this, no. So, I realized it's not like a Pokemon, like an all-encompassing issue for every Pokemon game, but it's just the battle system is just not that fun to me. I also think part of it might be that I'm just not a big fan of trying to guess an opponent's next move, because it just doesn't. It's not as fun to strategize for things like that. So
Okay.
whereas like I enjoy strategizing in Persona 5, I don't get that same feeling of enjoyment from something like Pokemon. It's hard to explain, but there's
Yeah.
just like small nuanced differences with the battle system that just make it kind of less enjoyable to me.
Yeah. Understandable. You said you have the entire series, right? Like, or how many of the games do you have?
So I actually own every single game except for Scarlet and Violet. So I'm in
Okay.
deep.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
I still don't like it that much.
Yeah. If there's any one game that I would recommend, like I kind of don't want to recommend it because I don't want it to be a thing of like like you get into something and then it sets your expectations too high and then
Yeah.
just the other games aren't. But like Arceus is a game that I've been playing recently, a Pokemon
Yeah.
game. Yeah, and it's way different from like any other Pokemon game. Like I didn't get a chance to go into it last episode because we had another guest where I was talking about them with it, but I think that Arceus is just really good. I think it fixes up a lot of the problems that you had. Like for the battles, for example, there's a lot more difference to it. I feel like, for example, one of the things is that if your Pokemon got like a status effect, it doesn't stay there until you go somewhere and heal it. It like goes away after every battle. And
Yeah.
another thing is that it's not the same kind of turn-based thing. It like since I think they have strong style moves and agile style moves. I think
Mhm.
so. You can like change the order of whether you go twice or your opponent goes twice. Sometimes your opponent will go 3 times, and it's just a really good game, and I feel like as far as open world goes, it's like really good. A thing that I was gonna say is with the 3D Pokemon, that's really all the difference there is to it. It's just that it's 3D. They went from like sprites to 3D. But with here, I feel like there's a lot more to it. It's not just the typical going from place to place and beating the gym leaders and becoming a champion. It's like there's a lot more of like a plot to it and just investigating the world, and it's a lot more enjoyable than the standard Pokemon. It's way different of an experience. So if you do get into one, I would recommend that one for sure because it's way different than it's a way different experience than all the others. So
Yeah, man, I've heard great things about it, and my brother actually has it, so I might just borrow it from him. But because he's so into Pokemon, that's one of the big reasons I've even tried to get into it. It's because it's like essentially always surrounding me. But yeah, I want to play Arceus. It seems insanely fun. I've heard nothing but good things about it, even from people who generally don't like Pokemon like me. So
Mhm.
like I have to, right? Like I have to try.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll get to it for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely something I think like everyone has to try because it's just like
Yeah.
it's a completely different experience. It's nothing like the others. Like I like can go on just a rant with how different it is, but yeah, it's with how different it is, it's like a completely different game. But
Mhm.
yeah, there's one other thing I wanted to say, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, definitely recommend Arceus. You guys haven't played any Pokemon games, right?
Oh, I have.
Oh, you have? Yeah.
I beat.
Uh,
I did the remake of, or I emulated. That's technically playing. I played the whole game. I beat it. Um, I beat Red, the remake of Red on the Game Boy Advance.
Mhm.
I was able to beat it with just a Charizard. What?
mm,
Not the whole game. I mean, I was able to
Arceus.
beat. I was able to beat the Elite 5.
Elite
There's
Four.
five. Oh, Elite 4. There's
Yeah.
5 bosses. Elite 4
Yeah, there's the
and my
champion. Yeah.
rival was just one level 100 Charizard.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh! You know what I just realized? Lion. You haven't said anything in like 10 years. See, this is why we
Yeah.
said that it's important to have topics that our guests can relate with. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be, sitting there.
I was eating.
Oh, you were bro. Did you finish your entire meal
Yeah.
while we were talking? Wow.
And this
How
Fiverr guy
long were
wants
we
a
talking?
tip. Come on.
What?
Oh my gosh,
What
that's
do you say?
such a random thing. He said the Fiverr guy wants a tip.
Okay, buddy.
But yeah, I think we've touched on all our things. Do you have anything you want to talk about, Lion?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't
How
know.
about you share a story with us, Lion? It's been a while since we.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do I have a new one?
My gosh, a new one, recent.
Not really recent. I haven't been
Another.
doing crazy things recently.
Haven't opened any gas cans or anything like that.
No. Jeez. Let's see.
No stories.
I don't
No
know.
stories. Wow.
I'm trying to think.
I-
There's a lot.
There's lots. Well,
I thought. I was gonna say while you were thinking, I thought of a really interesting idea. We never really do this, but I guess in vice versa, we're always asking our guests if there's like if they enjoy the stuff we enjoy. Is there anything that you enjoy that you're curious if we enjoy? If we will send it?
yeah. Yeah. Is there anything?
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I'm big into Sonic actually.
Oh,
Oh,
nice. I'm a Sonic fan.
Nice. Me
I'm a
too.
Sonic fan.
Me
Let's
too.
go.
Oh,
Let's
I didn't
go.
even. I didn't even know
Frontiers.
Anime Bro was a Sonic.
Thoughts.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm a
go.
Sonic fan.
What
Oh,
about you?
But honestly, between Mario and Sonic, I go either. Both.
Yeah.
But I'm a Sonic fan.
Yeah. The Frontiers.
Perfect. Yeah.
Mm.
I
I haven't played.
You haven't played it yet, man.
Nah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I haven't played it either. Sorry, man.
God. Okay, well, let me give my endorsement of it. Kind of like Kind of like you gave your endorsement of Arceus, but
Yeah.
super good. Really great direction for the Sonic franchise. It's not dog shit. That's a win.
I've heard that. I saw. Apparently, the story was a big improvement compared to the others.
Yeah. All right. So it's actually really interesting. It's a Sonic story, so spoilers don't really matter. But
Yeah.
generally, it built on a lot of what previous games built on. So if you're big into Sonic and you've played a majority of the games prior, you'll actually get a lot of value out of it because they talk about previous games a lot. And if you played Sonic Adventure, then you're gonna get a lot out of it because it explains kind of like the existence of the main antagonist in Sonic Adventure.
Chaos.
Which yeah. It's really cool. Because I don't know, I won't go into it too much, but like very cool, definitely worth your time. The bosses are probably like peak Sonic bosses ever.
Yeah.
So like it's a vibe. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have to get that. There, I it's funny because I always talk about how I get sucked down these rabbit holes when I'm on YouTube, and I think it was like a couple of months ago I got sucked into like, well, not a couple months ago, but I guess like more recently, I got
I
sucked
actually
into like
was sucked into it a long time ago when I was like I was like a 13 or like 12 maybe. I was actually I actually read like fan dubs of like comics.
Yeah,
And like also some people like asking questions of Sonic. I think I used to be into that. I was like, wow, I am well, not at the time, but now looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, I was too deep into this.
yeah, same. Recently I went into like this little mini, like just re-diving into it, and then I remember like Hypersonic was in I think Sonic and Knuckles 3 or whatever, and then I think I saw this video. They were talking about how they could technically, like, because it hasn't been in any game since, but I heard in a video technically they could reintroduce it if they come out with like a Frontiers 2, since I think they said they were diving into like, I don't know, dimensional travel or something, and since like I think it was the super emeralds that he needs to use that form. They said technically they could bring that back if they do the whole dimension travel and like Frontiers 2.
My thing isn't they can bring it back, is that should they? Because last time I checked, that was a seizure warning.
Was it? I mean,
he was sparkling
very
like
flashy,
it was very flashy. So there's a lot of like, it's not of like canon. Like, should they bring it back? It's more of like, do we want to give people seizures if we bring this in? I mean, they would have to do a seizure warning.
Yeah. I think with the graphical improvements and everything, they could like not make it like a seizure just inducing thing. Because I think like how it would work nowadays, or how I think it would look, is just like mainly white, but just with like a colorful aura or something like that. I feel like that's how it would look. But yeah, I think it would be really nice to see that return, because we've only seen it in like one game, and I think it'd be nice to see in like a 3D format, especially like since we've had all these 3D games, and we've just got like the same Supersonic over and over again. So seeing something different would be nice.
Well, I've actually played the original 3, and I have gotten Hypersonic. The only difference is that Sonic can't drown in hyper mode.
Oh, there's like more than that. He's got like a dash too, and he jumps higher and things like that.
Well, Sonic's always going fast, so see, I wasn't paying attention. It was more of like the drowning. Like when I had Hypersonic on, I was like, oh, I can stay in water until I run out of rings. But it doesn't seem like there's that much. They might do something different, but I hope they don't go the Dragon Ball. Okay, this is Supersonic. Now we got Hypersonic, super duper Hypersonic, and hope they don't go down that hole.
That's fair, but I feel like all his transformations, I feel like because that's the one thing they always compare it to Dragon Ball. I feel like it's really different, because Supersonic it's just like a makes him faster or whatever. But I feel like all his different forms that I've seen, I think I forgot what the other one was called. The one where he has like those black stars or whatever like around his body. But
Dark
I heard,
Spine Sonic or whatever.
yeah, I'm not. He has a lot of forms. I'm not completely sure, but I think there was one where I don't know, he could like change the landscape or something. It was like I don't remember what it was, but
Change the landscape. What the? Are we
yeah,
talking
I
about the
have
same
to.
character?
Yeah, no, I have to look. I have to look for it. But I literally saw it the other day. I didn't know he had that ability, but I think it was like in a comic or something, a Sonic comic. But
Oh, that
uh,
would do it, bro. The Sonic comics are fucking insane. They're all over the place.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I remember watching a death battle on that, and they were doing Wally West versus Sonic, and they were at a point where it's like they go so fast. Like Wally West is so fast, Death can't catch him, and I'm like, how fast do you need to be for that? Like, I didn't even know speed was was something that you can use to outrun Death. and then
Yeah,
and then I'm thinking, man, like. That's
yeah,
insane. And then Sonic's so fast, like he can go to like different dimensions or something like that. And it's like, yeah,
yeah,
this is insane. Like,
yeah. What's your guys' favorite Sonic game?
That's a
I
good
like
one.
Generations. I like Generations. Generations.
I like that one.
Generations is a good one. I might have to go just base 3 and Knuckles because I play that one the most. Like I go back to it the most often.
Mm.
But
My
Generations is a close second for sure.
Yeah, mine's is a little bit of a controversial one, but I really like Unleashed. I just that
Oh,
one, I don't know. I just have memories with
that's
It's
it.
less controversial
that.
now.
Yeah, I think it's good. I like. Yeah, back in the day, it probably wasn't because what the hell. And also, people hated the Werehog stage, but
Yeah,
honestly, the good parts are pretty good, and the Werehog is not that bad.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
I mean, we
Yeah,
could
and
have had
like
worse. Everyone forgets we could have had worse.
exactly. Yeah, like I revisited it and like I don't know, just the story. I like the actual gameplay and everything. It's a good story, like or a good game. I don't think that like it's the best Sonic game. Obviously, there are some better ones, obviously, but it's definitely like my personal favorite. I just have good memories with it. It's like I played it on PS2 and everything. So
Did you play
yeah,
the Wii version?
Oh, yeah, you
nah,
played
I
Sonic
didn't.
Unleashed.
Yeah, I played the PS2 version. Yeah, that one was the. No, I think that was the one that people had the biggest problem with because from what I remember, you were telling me, Anime
Yeah.
Bro, a while back that it had like a lot of glitches and stuff. And yeah, I mean,
Oh
when
no,
I
that
did
was
play it,
Sonic 06. That
oh, six. Okay, yeah, nah. Cause yeah, cause when I played, I didn't really experience any glitches with Unleashed. There was this part at the end. I think that was more my problem. I think I scratched up the disc or something, but I got all the way to. I think it was like I don't remember what the last stage was, but I got all the way to the last stage and I just couldn't finish it because, well, number one, it was really hard for the time, and
yeah.
two, I think after I got past a certain part in the stage, the game would just freeze up and I wasn't able to play it. So yeah, but eventually, that's why I really want them to remaster that game. I really love that game, but
Right,
if
right.
if they ever do, I'm gonna actually like get back
They
into it, play it.
actually they have a mod that you can. Well, you have to get Generations first, but they have a mod where you play the daytime stages or the normal stages on the Generations game, and it's all the same, and it plays the same way. And I do love the mod. I do love them. When I had when I had a PC that could run games, the, it was one of the best things I was like I really did enjoy with
Yeah,
the Sonic community.
yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
have to give it a try. That mod, because I want to get back into Unleashed so badly.
Yeah, they let you
Yeah.
change like everything. You can change the UI and like you can make it so XP drops from enemies. It doesn't do anything, but like visually it's exactly the same. It's really cool.
Yeah,
And dude, modding for Generations has gone so crazy because in recent years, there was this big thing back when I was younger where a bunch of mods would try to put classic Sonic in 3D, but the spin dash would just crash the game. But in recent years, they actually got the spin dash working, so now you can have like a Sonic Adventure-esque experience by throwing classic Sonic into 3D, and people have like given the spin dash to modern Sonic, and like it's insane. It's insane. That game, if you buy it, is essentially like 10 different games in one, and I love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I do like the modding community because especially when games allow you to mod them. I think adds to the replayability because like Black Ops 3, a lot of people still play it, but not because of like the original maps, but because of the insane mods that they have on it. And I've seen some of them are ridiculous. Like there's a lot of SpongeBob ones for some reason. And it's like, well, I guess a lot of people do love SpongeBob. I'm not good, but for a video game, not really. They even had like a GTA one where they had a Cluckenbell, like a Cluckenbell map.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane what the modding community can do, or what they can think of, for games.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. But that's the line. How long have we been going?
I've been going for about an hour and 43 minutes.
Oh, wow, it feels like 2 hours.
Still no stories, Lion? Still no stories?
Not really long ones, just a lot of short ones.
Well, that's fine. We can come on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Lion story time part of the podcast. If you reach it this far, congratulations.
I guess we can just start with a weed one.
My gosh. Crazy already.
Because usually, there's obviously a lot of ways to smoke it, right?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I would know.
Jesus, okay.
I mean, inhale it, yeah. I mean,
No.
burn it.
You can do 3 notes if you want as well. I mean,
is that really smoking, or you?
well, yeah,
Inhaling.
yeah, but listen, if you do it through your nose, it still goes to your lungs.
So you put the joint in your nose.
In your nose.
If you want, yeah, you can do that.
Interesting.
I know weed isn't that it won't kill you, but I think that might be a way of how it can kill you.
There's no difference.
Bro, this man Lion probably has them 2 in his nose, 1 in his mouth, 2 in his ears or something.
No. Anyways,
Actually, Lion said he could smoke something through his ear to see.
What? When was this?
What?
No, I said if Lion could smoke something from his ears, I would want to see that because it's like, how's that physically possible?
True.
Anyways, there's 2 ways. You have the proper paper you can use, or you can just use the cigarettes, pour the tobacco and just put that in there. But one time we didn't have either of them, so we went to a grocery store, we bought it, and the thing they give you that has the prices on it, right? The I don't know what you call it. The
price tags?
No. It's after you buy the stuff, give you a
receipt.
There you go. Yeah. So you use the receipt to smoke it, and how it works, there's ink on it.
Yeah.
So you would smoke, and the ink would just boil, and it was going to your lungs.
Oh my goodness. Wait. So you smoked the ink?
Well, yeah, we smoked all over the sheet, bro.
Oh my god, bro. Man, these stories, they're never not crazy.
Yeah.
Have you smoked with plastic before?
That would kill you. That would kill you.
Plastic?
No, I know.
You're not even allowed to burn it. You're not even allowed to burn plastic.
Why not? I do it all the time.
Because it damages the ecosystem.
Oh, I couldn't care less, so.
Well,
If he could smoke it, he would.
It's a law here. You can't burn anything, you can't burn large things of plastic. I know there was like a YouTube group. They laminated calendars, but they didn't sell enough. So one guy was so upset because he couldn't just burn them because it's literally illegal to do so. So now he's just stuck with a whole bunch of calendars.
That's a stupid law.
That's
Well,
hilarious.
I mean, ecosystem is important, and as long as I'm not forced to eat vegetables, I'm fine with it.
That's a stupid law, but we burn fucking anything we want.
That's probably why. That's probably why the world's dying.
Oh my
Let's
goodness.
see more stories.
I feel like if we could name any crazy, like just any crazy thing, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I have a story with that."
I could try. Let's see, because maybe that will help me think.
Oh my gosh, you got any stories with I don't know. Let me think.
The
You got any
lawnmower?
crazy, like,
Did you do something crazy with the lawnmower?
Yeah.
Lawnmower.
Anything crazy at midnight?
At midnight, yeah, of course. What do you mean?
Yeah. I guess that's too vague. Let me see. Any vandalism?
Yeah, a little bit. But it
Oh
wasn't
my
really
goodness.
like spray painted or something like that. There was just this one like bench that's like enclosed in this like brick building. So one time with my friend we just got like some beers and stuff like that. We sat there and drank. And then for some reason we're like, oh, why don't we just throw bottles against the wall and break the bottles?
You know, I feel like I've done that before. I'm not gonna lie, but that's actually a funny story. I had like there was like I think it was like in high school or something, like my freshman year of high school. Like my friend finished like this bottle of like I don't know, I think it was like iced coffee or something. And then they were like I walked around the corner because I just finished like a mile run. I remember it so vaguely. Yeah, I remember, or not vaguely, but so whatever the opposite of vague is. I can't think of it right now, but they were like I finished the mile run and I was extremely tired. I was going to the bathroom and I saw them because the bathroom is outdoors, and they were throwing this like ice iced coffee bottle against the wall, and it would not break, and they were throwing it with all their force. And then they're like, "Yo, this bottle won't break." And he's like, "You give it a try." I was like, I'm like, "There's no way this bottle. Like, you guys are probably just throwing it too weak." I promise you, I threw it with like every ounce of strength in my body towards the floor, and it just bounced up. Like it was not. It was a glass bottle. It was a regular glass bottle. But yeah, that's this is a random story.
I actually do remember one now. I think
Okay, let's hear it.
I think this was just my very first time drinking. Very first time.
Oh my gosh.
So we went to this party. I don't know why we went, but we went. And this was the first time we were like going to like the liquor store to buy like alcohol. But we just grabbed anything, and we grabbed one of the strong ones. And so we drank that bottle that night. And I remember we just got to a point where it was me, my friend, and just another guy there as well. And then like 20 grown-ups just standing there recording us, telling us to dance in front of them.
What the
Oh my
heck?
gosh, what?
Yeah, so we were so drunk, we were like, yeah, okay. And so we did.
Bro.
And I don't know why, but my one friend, he just took his shirt off for some reason.
He was probably already drunk. You said it was a strong one.
Yeah, but now we drink it the same, but it's because it was the first one. So he took his shirt off, and we were like, fuck, now we have to do it as well. So we did it as well. And this man goes and takes his pants off.
What the freak?
And
Oh
so
my
we were
goodness.
looking at like, nah, we can't do that one. And so we didn't do it because like there's no way. And then we were still dancing, and this man in his underwear, right? Like, bro, and he goes on the ground, he does the worm on the ground in his underwear.
Oh my
I remember him
goodness.
doing it, and bro, this man hit his forehead so hard on the ground. And then, because like his sister was watching him, right? Recording.
Mm.
So I was there like, oh, we're gonna hear about this tomorrow. And
Jeez.
then I remember just at one point he was like trying to take his underwear off as well.
Bro, that's insane.
I mean, yeah, luckily
R-
it didn't happen.
Yeah, luckily, oh my gosh, that would have been horrible. What the heck?
But on video then, oh my days.
Jeez. Well, do you have any videos with or videos? Not videos. Do you have any stories with the lawnmower like Anime Bro said?
Let's see. But what would you mean, like stories with it? What would you mean?
Like, did you do something crazy with it?
They attach a rocket launcher to the back of it or something.
Yeah.
The lawnmower? No, not really. I don't think so.
That's surprising. Yeah, I don't want to keep bringing it up, but you have stories with gasoline. I assume you would have stories with lawnmowers since those two go together.
Yeah, but it's different. Like with lawnmower, but like, what can you do with lawnmower? I mean, I can't really think of anything.
You could throw a rock
No.
at it, see where it goes.
You can do what?
Try to cut. He said throw a rock at it. I was gonna say try to like lift it up and cut something. I don't know.
Oh no, I do that all the
Just-
time with it. Yeah.
Oh. Wait, just cut random stuff.
Oh no, when I was drunk. Because
My
I had to
gosh.
cut my friend's grass, and this was one of his old ass lawnmowers. So and you had to like, lift it up because the wheels didn't work. So I lifted it up, the blade spin. I was like, and I saw like a piece of stick, like a stick laying on the ground. Like, yeah.
Jeez. Wow. Yeah, you always have some crazy stories.
Kind of, I guess.
But yeah, we definitely have to get like we have to get another like crazy story like the lights one day. You just have to go out and do some stuff and then
I mean, I just feel like I've done so much, like it's difficult to like pinpoint one.
well, there you go.
I guess
Now you know. Now you know about some of the crazy stuff Lion's done. Furusen.
Yeah.
Sounds like you know how to have a good time. Fuck yeah.
One day when I get these, when I meet these two guys,
Gonna force us to do crazy stuff. Oh my
bro,
goodness.
you guys are gonna struggle that day. As always, thanks to Tins and Emma Bro for co-hosting again.
Of course, anytime.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Me too.
thanks Furusen for being a part of this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Any last words? Any of you guys?
I
Like
might
and
get near,
subscribe.
but honestly, Platinum Games needs to discount that price because
Understandable. For me, same. I might just play Persona soon, but I'm replaying Bloodborne, so that might take a while. So, yeah, and oh yeah, I vouch for Arceus, of course. So if anybody's thinking about getting into that, I vouch for it. So yeah, my word.
All right. Furusen, any last words from you, if you have any?
Like and subscribe. Go watch more anime content. And watch my Dragon Ball video so you can leave mean comments.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
see ya.
Peace.
Bye.